Hello, welcome to the Agri Academy YouTube channel. This is a one-shot video for economics. Agriculture economics. The word economics is derived from the Greek word oikonomia, where the oikos means household and nomos means management. The three main definitions for economics are as follows. First is Adam Smith's wealth definition, second is Marshall's welfare definition, and third is Robinson's scarcity definition. So according to the Adam Smith, economics is the science of wealth, and economics is the study of human behavior in daily business of life according to the Marshall. Then according to the Robin, economics as a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which we have alternative uses. In general, economics is the study of human behavior. The microeconomics is also known as price theory, while the macroeconomics is known as income theory or the employment theory. This microeconomics is concerned with the action of individual and their businesses, and this macroeconomics is concerned with the actions the government and countries take to influence the broader economics. Next point is the book Wealth of Nations was written by Adam Smith and the book Science of Choices was written by Robbins. Next topic is theories in economics. The theory of profit was given by A. Walker, the modern theory of interest given by Hicks and Hansen, population theory was given by Malthus, theory of inflation was given by A.P. Lerner, theory of absolute advantage was given by Adam Smith. So according to this theory of profit, the profit is the difference between the earnings of least and the most efficient entrepreneurs. According to the theory of absolute advantage, that is given by Adam Smith, explained how countries can profit by only specializing in goods and services they can produce efficiently. Next is factors of production. There are four main factors of production. First is land, its earnings and rewards as a rent. Second is a labor, it is rewards as a wage. It is an active factor of production. Now third is capital. It is reward as an interest, it is a passive factor. And the fourth is entrepreneurship, it is rewarded as profit. Next is farm efficiency measure. Here the net capital ratio equals to total assets divided by total liabilities, and the working capital equals to sum of working assets plus current assets divided by sum of intermediary liabilities and current liabilities. In general, the assets include inventory, buildings, equipments and cash, whereas the liability includes the unpaid bills. It might also include the loans balances and also the credit card balance. Now the current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. The ideal current ratio is 2:1. Next is debt equity ratio. It equals to deferred liabilities divided by the net worth. Next is production efficiency. It is equals to yield per acre divided by yield of locality into 100. Next, operating cost ratio. It is equals to total operation cost divided by total profit. And the last is rate of capital turnover equals to gross income divided by total farm income multiplied by 100. Next is the difference between production economics and farm management. This production economics is a macro approach and the farm management is a micro approach. This production economics include the inter-farm sciences and the farm management includes the intra-farm sciences. In production economics, the decisions are made for aggregate resources of nation, and in farm management, the decisions are taken for individual farm. फार्म मैनेजमेंट एक माइक्रो अप्रोच है. इसमें का मतलब होता है कि जो भी रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं हम कैसे उनको मैनेज कर सकते हैं, कैसे उनका बेस्ट यूटिलाइजेशन कर सकते हैं. इट कम्स अंडर द फार्म मैनेजमेंट. फार्म मैनेजमेंट में हम सिमिलर टाइप के साइंसेस को इंक्लूड करते हैं, बट प्रोडक्शन इकोनॉमी में डिफरेंट फार्म साइंसेस इंक्लूड होती हैं. Now the next difference between is variable cost and fixed cost. This variable cost is known as cost of variable inputs and fixed cost is known as sunk cost. This variable cost is always in cash, but the fixed cost may be in cash or non-cash both. This variable cost vary with the level of output, but the fixed cost does not change with the level of output. That is why it is called as a fixed cost. Rent, advertising and administration cost is included under the fixed cost. While this variable cost includes packaging cost, raw material and commission. Now the next term is goods. Anything that satisfied human wants or needs are called as a goods. Next term is a utility. Any commodity or service which can satisfy a human want is known as a utility. This utility means the power to satisfy a human want. So there are four types of utility. First is form utility. When you change a form of something into a thing which satisfied your want, processing of potato into potato chips, which fetches the superior price than the raw potato because of this processing. It is called as a form utility. फॉर्म यूटिलिटी का मतलब है हम किसी रॉ मटेरियल की अपनी फॉर्म को चेंज कर देते हैं, जैसे कि हम पोटैटो से पोटैटो चिप्स बना देते हैं जिसकी वजह से इसकी प्राइस इंक्रीज हो जाती है. नाउ सेकंड इज प्लेस यूटिलिटी. व्हेन यू कैन ट्रांसपोर्ट गुड्स फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर, फॉर एग्जांपल द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ एप्पल्स फ्रॉम हिमाचल प्रदेश टू अदर स्टेट्स ऑफ कंट्री टू गेट बेटर प्राइसेस. जैसे कि हिमाचल प्रदेश में एप्पल का प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा होता है तो वहाँ से हम उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करते हैं ऐसे एरियाज़ में जहाँ का क्लाइमेट एप्पल प्रोडक्शन के लिए सूटेबल नहीं है. नाउ थर्ड इज टाइम यूटिलिटी. कीपिंग और स्टोरिंग गुड्स एट द टाइम्स ऑफ सरप्लस production over a period of time so that they can be used later when there is a scarcity. For example, the cold storage of potato in main season where from supply of this potato is lean time of production. टाइम यूटिलिटी का मतलब होता है कि जिस टाइम पे प्रोडक्शन हुआ है उस टाइम पे सरप्लस प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबल हैं, उस टाइम पे हम इसे स्टोर करते हैं और जब डिमांड ज़्यादा होती है तो उस टाइम पे हम इसे मार्केट में सप्लाई करते हैं. Fourth is possession utility. It is obtained due to possession or transfer of ownership of commodity. For example, agricultural land converted to the commercial land would increase the utility for the same piece of land. So this is all about utility. Now the next topic is agricultural credit. This credit word is derived from a Latin word creder, which means to trust and believe. The three are related to the credit is return, repayment capacity and risk bearing ability. 5 C's related to the credit is character, capacity, capital, condition and common sense. The basis for any credit transaction is a trust. Both the mental and moral character of the borrowers will be examined while advancing a loan. Now second is capacity. It means the capacity of individual borrower to repay the loans when they fall due. These capacities depend upon the income obtained from the farm. Now third is capital. A capital indicates the availability of money with the farmer borrower. This capital is related to the repayment capacity and risk bearing ability of farmer. Now fourth is a condition. The condition needed for obtaining loan from financial institution to produce to be followed while advancing a loan. And the last is a common sense. This common sense is relates to the perfect understanding between the lender and the borrower. Lender is a person who gives the loan and the borrower is a person who borrows the loan. Next is 7 P's of credit. First is principle of productive purpose. This principle refers to that the loan amount given to the farmer should be capable of generating the additional income. This principle conveys that the crop loans for small and marginal farmers are to be supported with income generating assets acquired through the term loans. The example relevant here are loans for dairy animals, sheep and goat, poultry, bird, installation of pump set on group actions. Now second is principle of personality. The safety element of the loan is not totally depends on the security offered but also on the personality of the borrower. The growth and progress of lending institution have depends on his major influencing factor, that is the personality. The personality and the growth of financial institution are positively correlated. Third is principle of productivity. This principle underlines that the credit, which is not just meant for increasing production from that enterprises alone, but also it should be able to increase the productivity of other factors employed in that enterprises. For example, the use of high yielding varieties in crops and superior breeds of animals not only increase the productivity of the enterprise but also should increase the productivity of other complementary factors employed in the respective production activities. Now fourth is principle of phased disbursement. This principle underlines that the loan amount needs to be distributed in phases so as to make it productive, and at the same time banker can also be sure about the proper end use of the borrowed funds. For example, loan from the digging wells. Fifth is principle of proper utilization. The proper utilization implies that the borrowed funds are to be utilized for the purpose for which the amount has been lent. Therefore, the proper utilization of fund is possible if there exist suitable conditions for investment. अगर उसकी कंडीशन सुटेबल नहीं है तो उस टाइम पे उसके जो यूटिलाइजेशन है वो दूसरे पर्पस के लिए हो जाएगा. Now the sixth is principle of payment. This principle of payment means fixing of repayment schedules for the loans advanced by the institutional financial agencies. And the last is principle of protection. Principle of protection includes the insurance coverage, linking credit with the marketing, providing finance on production of warehouse receipt, taking sureties and credit guarantee. So these are the 7 P's of credit. Now the next topic is types of farmer. According to the land holding, first is a marginal farmer having land less than 1 hectare, small farmer having land 1 to 2 hectare, semi-medium farmer having land 2 to 4 hectare, medium farmer 4 to 10 hectare, and the large farmer having land area greater than 10 hectare. According to the period, finance is classified as a short term loan which is given for 1 to 1.5 year, medium term loan for 1.5 to 5 years, and the long term loan which is for 5 to 30 years. This short term loan is required for sowing, fertilizer application, plant protection measures and payment of wages to casual workers. The medium term loan is required for purchasing implements, electric motors, milch cattle, sheep and goat. And the long term loans are meant for the permanent improvements like leveling, reclamation of land, construction of farm building, purchasing of tractor and raising of orchards. Now the next topic is types of farming and the system of farming. First type of farming is diversified farming. Diversified farming का मतलब होता है कि फार्मर पोल्ट्री, फिशरीज, एग्रीकल्चर सभी एक्टिविटीज़ को एक साथ फॉलो करता है, लेकिन कोई भी एक्टिविटी 50% से ज़्यादा अमाउंट रेस नहीं करती है. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज स्पेशलाइज्ड फार्मिंग. स्पेशलाइज्ड फार्मिंग का मतलब है कि फार्मर डेयरी फार्मिंग या फिर पोल्ट्री फार्मिंग और एग्रीकल्चर कुछ भी करता है, इनमें से सिर्फ एक एक्टिविटी से 50% से भी ज़्यादा इनकम मिलती है. नेक्स्ट इज अ मिक्स्ड फार्मिंग. This mixed farming includes raising of livestock along with the growing of crops. Fourth is a dry farming and the last is ranching. Now the system of farmings are individual farming, capitalistic farming, state farming, corporate farming, joint farming, peasant farming, collective farming and cooperative farming. Next topic is types of cooperative farming. First is cooperative better farming. In the cooperative better farming, the members do not cultivate their land jointly and each member cultivate his land. Second is cooperative joint farming, when various farmers in a village pool their land together and agree to treat the pooled piece of land as one big farm for the purpose of cultivation, purchase the necessary inputs for the cultivation and the market crops jointly. They are assumed to have formed a cooperative farming society. Now the third is cooperative tenant farming. Here the society purchases the land from the government or any private person and leases out the land to its members. And the fourth is cooperative collective farming. It is a process of farming in which two or more farmers form a group to conduct farming practices collectively. So these are the types of cooperative farming. Now the next is diversified farming. A farm on which the income from a single product is less than 50% of the total income is known as a diversity farming. Second is specialized farming. A farm on which the income from a single enterprise is more than or equals to 50% is known as a specialized farming. This specialized farming is more risky as compared to diversified farming. Now the next topic is marketable surplus. The portion of total produce in stock which the farmer is willing to sell is known as a marketable surplus. This marketable surplus is equals to total production minus the total requirement. Under the ideal condition, the marketable surplus is equals to marketed surplus. Marketable surplus, able का मतलब होता है एबिलिटी. टोटल रिक्वायरमेंट को रिमूव करने के बाद जितना भी प्रोडक्शन बचता है उसे हम बोलते हैं मार्केटेबल सरप्लस, जिसे हम मार्केट में सेल कर सकते हैं. Next is marketed surplus. The quantity of the produce actual sale is the market at particular time or sell. Now next is benefit to cost ratio in agriculture. The BC ratio is equals to gross income divided by total cost of cultivation. Whenever this BC ratio is greater than 1, it indicates that the project is beneficial because the gross income is greater than the total cost of cultivation. Next is isoproduct curve or isoquant curve. It is the curve of two input combination which is having the same output. Next is the indifference curve. It is a curve which shows the combination of two commodities which derived equal satisfaction to the consumer. Next is the agriculture credit, short term loan, medium term loan and long term loan. मैंने बता दिया है तीनों अभी. तो आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट टॉपिक पे, टाइप्स ऑफ एसेट्स. There are fixed assets, working assets and current assets. These fixed assets are difficult to convert in cash, for example land or building. The working assets include the farm machinery and equipments. Current assets include cash, seed and fertilizer. The next topic is stage of production. Stage number first, it is also called as irrational zone or the stage of increasing return. The first stage of production starts from the origin, from the zero input level. In this stage, the marginal physical product increases at first and then decreases. Here the marginal physical product is more than the average physical product and the average physical product increases throughout this zone. Here the total physical product TP increases sharply during this stage. In this stage the elasticity is more than 1. तो फर्स्ट स्टेज की हमको 2-3 स्टेप याद रखनी है. फर्स्ट स्टेज ये है कि MPP is greater than AP. The marginal value of product is more than the marginal factor of cost and the marginal revenue is more than the marginal cost. Next is stage number second. It is known as the rational zone. The second zone starts from where the technical efficiency of variable resources is maximum, where the AP is maximum. In this stage, the AP starts to diminish while the MP continues to decrease, although the MP is still positive but less than AP, and the TP increases but at a decreasing rate. Here the elasticity is 0. Now stage number third, this stage is known as stage of negative return. In this stage, the TP starts decline, MP becomes negative and fall below the x-axis, and AP being positive but decreasing rate. When the TP decreases, MP is negative. Here the elasticity is less than 1. अच्छा, elasticity word का मतलब होता है it is the measure of responsiveness of output to change in input. In stage first, the elasticity is greater than 1. In the stage second, the elasticity is equals to 0, and in the third stage the elasticity is less than 0 और it is a negative. इसे हम डायग्राम से समझते हैं. फर्स्ट स्टेज में elasticity greater than 1 है. Here both the MP and AP is increasing. Here AP is increasing throughout this zone and MP is increasing up to the point of inflection and then declines. In the stage second, the AP is decreases throughout this zone and MP is also decreases but having positive value. In the third stage, the AP and MP both are decreases but MP decreases beyond the 0 or having the negative value. Now, the next topic is important institution related to the agriculture economics. The first is RBI, Reserve Bank of India, set up on 1935. The main objective related to the RBI is to maintain the financial stability, its bankers' bank, to govern the issue of banknotes and to govern the currency and credit system of the nation of its benefit. Next is SBI, State Bank of India, set up on 1955. It is an Indian multinational public sector banking and financial service statutory body with High Court at Mumbai. It is originated from the Bank of Calcutta, which established on 2 June 1806. It is the largest among Indian banks. Next is Agriculture Marketing or AgMark. It was established in 1937. This mark indicates the purity and quality of agricultural products. This label is given under Central Agricultural Produce Grading and Marketing. Next is EcoMark. In 1991, this mark is given to ensure that the product is environment friendly. Next is BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. It was established in 1st April 1987. This mark provides third-party guarantee to the buyer and it was earlier named as ISI, Indian Standard Institution. Next is International Organization for Standardization. It was established in 25th Feb 1947 to promote a universal standard for facilitating international exchange of goods and services. Next is a NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It was established in 12 July 1982 for agriculture and rural development by refinance. It provides indirect finance to rural communities. Next is Food Corporation of India, FCI. It was established in 14 January 1965 for the storage of agriculture commodity in country is the main responsibility of this FCI. The present chairman of FCI and MD is Sanjeev Kumar. Next is the WTO, World Trade Organization. Its headquarters is present at Geneva, Switzerland. It was established in 1st January 1995. It monitors and encourages the international trade. India was one of the founder member of WTO. It was earlier named as General Agreement on Tariff and Trade GATT. It is funded after Uruguay round. Next is a NIAM, National Institute of Agriculture Marketing, present at Jaipur, established in 8th August 1998 to provide the specified trainings, education, consultancy and research in agriculture marketing at national level. It is renamed as Chaudhry Charan Singh National Institute of Agriculture Marketing. Next is a TriFed, Tribal Cooperative Marketing Federation, set up on 1987 to develop the system of marketing of forest product in tribal communities of country. Next is APEDA. Its headquarters is present at New Delhi. It was set up on Feb 1986 to enhance the export of processed agriculture products. Next is National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation, NAFED, Set up on 1958, it is the apex body of cooperative marketing for agriculture related products in India. Next is the Directorate of Marketing and Inspection. Its headquarters is present at Faridabad, Haryana and Nagpur, Maharashtra. Set up on 1935. The main responsibility are quality control of agriculture commodities. And the last is Commission on Agriculture Cost and Prices. Set up on Jan 1965, it recommends the minimum support price MSP, statutory support price SSP and procurement price. Now the next topic is minimum support price. It was announced by Government of India on the recommunication of CACP, Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices, before sowing of crops in two seasons, Rabi and Kharif. Next is procurement price. These prices are announced by Government of India on the recommendation of CACP before harvest of the crops. सोइंग करने से पहले मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस फिक्स्ड करते हैं एंड हार्वेस्टिंग करने से पहले प्रोक्योरमेंट प्राइस फिक्स्ड होती है. Lastly, some important points are given related to the economics. First is the cooperative movement was started in India in 1904. The father of economics is Adam Smith. The father of cooperative movement in India is F. Nicholson. In farm, production capital is a passive factor. Labor in farm management is an active factor. The Agriculture Product Produce Act was passed in 1937. Agmark was established in the year 1937. Planning Commission established in 1915 March. The value added tax is an indirect type of tax. 1st June to 31st May is known as agriculture year and 1st April to 31st March financial year. Demand for luxurious good is more elastic. Demand for necessary commodities is inelastic. One of the important fixed cost on farm is the land rent. The demand of agriculture product in general is inelastic. The price elasticity for demand of food grains is relative inelastic. The Indian economy is concerned with the mixed type of economy. The period of 12th 5-year plan in India is 2012 to 2017. Risk is minimized in diversified farming. क्योंकि यहाँ पे more than one enterprises होते हैं इसीलिए यहाँ पर रिस्क कम होता है. Then the short term credit facility is given for the purpose of crop production. For example, for sowing, plant protection, fertilizer. Next point is the finance is provided by the Land Development Bank is a long term loan. For example, orchard establishment, leveling, reclamation of land. So this comes under long term type of loan. The retail markets are considered to be a perfect market. When the marginal utility is zero, the total utility is maximum. The principle of equimarginal return is applied when resources are limited. At present, the farming system of India has become the market oriented. The U shape of cost curve could be best explained by the law of variable properties. NABARD was established in 12 July 1982 with the recommendation of Shivaraman Committee or Card Committee. The Card Committee to review arrangement for institutional credit in agriculture and rural development, established in 1979 under the chairmanship of Shri B. Shivaraman. RRB Regional Rural Bank, established in 1975 with the recommendation of Narsimha Committee. Next point is the ownership sharing patterns of RRB are Government of India 50%, Nationalized Bank 35% and State Government 15%. The International Bank for Reconstruction and Development IBRD was established in 1945. It is also known as a World Bank. A market structure with a large number of firms selling differentiated product is called as monopolistic competition. Most important principle of farm management is law of diminishing return. The cost of production of the crop can be minimized by using economic principle, that is principle of least cost combination. The apex body for the institution finance for agriculture in India is NABARD. The National Center for Agriculture Economics and Policy Research is located at New Delhi. According to the law of diminishing return, the economically relevant zone is zone 2nd, rational zone. The principle of equimarginal return is applied when the prices of resources is high. Law of diminishing return operates when one input are variable. Next point is, in Indian economy is an example of a mixed economics. In economics, anything that can satisfy a human want is called as a goods. In economics, cash is a working capital. All possible combinations of two inputs capable of producing the same level of output referred as isoquant. All the possible combination of two inputs which can be purchased with a given amount of fund referred as isoquant line. The time gap between the investment and the return is known as gestation period. The risk bearing ability depends upon the net worth. When the total utility is maximum, the marginal utility is 0. Stage 1 of production is also called as a increasing return. इसे हम irrational zone भी बोलते हैं. In the case of fruits and vegetable, the marketed surplus is nearly 80%. The income elasticity of demand for the inferior good is negative. The income elasticity of demand for the gifted good is negative. In the monopoly market, there is one seller of the produce. When there is only one buyer of the product, the market is termed as a monopsony market. Oligopsony market means there is only few buyers are present in the market. Oligopoly market, where few sellers are available in the market. When there is a large number of buyers and seller and they have a perfect knowledge of demand, supply and prices, it is termed as a perfect market. A market in which business is done in accordance with the rules and regulation, it is called as a regulated market. The cost involved in moving the product from the point of production to the point of consumption is called as a marketing cost. The balance sheet of farmers exhibited the financial position of a farmer. The finance management at farm level is called as a microfinance management. As per the RBI norms, 18% of the net bank credit should be deployed in agriculture. In India, the marketed surplus is greater than the marketable surplus. The land rent is an example of a fixed cost. Sales tax is an example of indirect tax. Through cooperative, both the members and non-members are benefited through cooperative. The most common method existed in regulated market is open auction system. The technique which projects the trades from extreme falls in prices is known as a hedging. The storage function creates the time utility. Transportation आता है place utility में. Processing आता है form utility में. So, when one enterprises neither aids or hinders the production of another enterprises, this enterprises relationship is known as a supplementary relationship. The percentage expenditure on luxurious commodities increases as income increases. The market in which the permanent or durable commodities are traded, it is known as a secular market. Crop farming and milk production is an example of complementary enterprises. In WTO, the non-actional subsidies like those on agriculture research, plant protection, chemicals and subsidies for ecological fragile zone are counted under the green box. The limited permission on subsidies like those on electricity, irrigation, fertilizer for the purpose of agriculture production are counted under the blue box. Agriculture Produce Act was passed in year 1937. The Cooperative Credit Society Act was passed in 1904. The analytical concept cum criteria developed recently to compare the overall development of countries is Human Development Index. The Human Development Index quoted in World Development Report is a quantitative measure of country standard of living, educational opportunities and longevity of citizens. Now the last topic is what is a GST? The Goods or Services Tax Act were passed in the Lok Sabha on 29th March 2017, came into effect from 1st July 2017. The Goods and Service Tax law in India is a comprehensive multi-stage destination based tax that will be believed on every value addition. In simple words, the GST is an indirect tax which is levied on supply of goods and services. The GST law has replaced many indirect tax laws that previously existed in India. There are multiple changes of hands on item goes through along its supply chain from manufacturer to the final sale of consumer. First is CGST, the collected by the central government on the intra-state sale. Next is SGST, collected by the state government on an intra-state sale. And last is IGST, collected by the central government for interstate sale from Rajasthan to Gujarat. So this is all about the economics. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम एनिमल हस्बेंड्री स्टार्ट करेंगे.